Coming up on Mountain News this morning, prayers are going out to Coach Philip Haywood and his family after the coach suffered injuries from a serious car crash. And people around the nation prepare to reflect on the message left behind by Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Mountain family. My name is Amelia Lee. The time is 5 o'clock on this January 20th. It's also time to check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmel for a look at your forecast this morning. And Megan, it's been cold out there. I know I am thankful to my past self for wiping my car off last night.
Yeah, I am not grateful to myself. I did not do that last night and I regretted it this morning because it's definitely cold out there and it's going to continue to be cold as we go through the next couple of hours. So here are those current temperatures. We're looking in the single digits and very low teens. The warmest place looking to be Grundy right now, 14 degrees, but we do have some wind in the area, which is going to make that wind chill and those feels like temperatures even colder. I mean, Monticello right now has 10-mile-an-hour winds, making the feels like -4 degrees. Definitely off to a cold start. That jacket is not only needed but a necessity throughout all day long, as even as we're heading into the afternoon. Those temperatures will be in the upper teens and low 20s, again with that wind chill making those temperatures even colder. But as you're heading out the door this morning, the snow on your windshield is not the only thing you have to worry about. We do have some visibility issues, especially in the more eastern portion of our area. We're looking at 2-mile visibility here in Hazard and 3.8-mile visibility in Clintonwood. So if you're encountering any of that fog, just make sure you're driving a little bit safe on the road this morning. Amelia.
All right, Megan, thank you. Longtime Belfry head football coach Philip Haywood is in serious condition after a car crash Saturday morning. Belfry Fire Chief and Pike County Emergency Management Director Nee Jackson says Haywood hit black ice while driving and slid into a creek near Forest Hills. The emergency director also says Haywood was flown to UK Hospital in critical but stable condition. Haywood is the winningest high school football coach in Kentucky history and has coached the Pirates since 1984. One man from Alabama was arrested in Harlan County this past weekend. On Sunday around 1 in the morning, Kentucky State Police answered a call involving an accidental shooting with an 8-year-old child in the Bledsoe community. Officials say after arriving, the child was taken to Harlan ARH and eventually flown to UK Hospital. Andrew Sundberg, a 34-year-old from Irvington, Alabama, was arrested and charged with wanton endangerment in the first degree. There is no word on the child's condition. There was a separate shooting in Harlan County this weekend. This time a woman is dead and her husband hospitalized. It happened on Sunday morning around 11 when Johnny Simpson called in, reporting his wife was shot. His wife shot him in multiple times in the face and in the body. After officials arrived, they found Johnny with multiple wounds. Samantha was found with reported injuries to the head. They were both transported to Harlan ARH. Harlan County Coroner Derek No pronounced Samantha Simpson dead at the hospital. Johnny was taken to UK Hospital, and KSB is handling both investigations. At least one person is dead after a crash in Floyd County Friday afternoon. State police say 2 others were taken to Pikeville Medical Center. The crash involved 3 vehicles on Route 680 at the end of the mini bridge and intersection of Route 1101. The roadway has since reopened. No names or any other information has been released. President-elect Donald Trump held one final rally before taking the oath of office. Washington correspondent Ryan Henson takes a look at the president-elect's final message before taking office.
We won. We won. President-elect Donald Trump hit hard on immigration during his message to America at his Make America Great Again celebration. He says executive orders on the first day of his term will start mass deportations.
By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home.
Trump says that will just be one of many executive orders this week.
I said, like hell, we're going to do it over weeks. We're going to sign them at the beginning. And no, we're doing them tomorrow. And we'll have plenty to sign in the future. Don't worry about it. It's not going to stop.
Trump highlighted his relationships with high-profile tech CEOs, including inviting Elon Musk onto the stage. He also claimed credit for saving TikTok, despite repeatedly calling for a ban over the last 5 years. Trump supporters at Sunday's rally says they're still excited for Inauguration Day, despite not being able to see it in person because it will be indoors due to frigid temperatures outside.
Well, we'll be out here still selling merchandise and everything else. And it's all being recorded back home. So, whatever I did not get to see and be part of, I'll be able to recap it all.
In Washington, I'm Ryan Henson.
Today, Americans will also honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., not just with celebrations, but through service. While many know MLK Day as a federal holiday, fewer realize it's also recognized as one of the country's 2 national days of service, the other being 9/11. Dr. Carolyn DuPont, a professor of American history at Eastern Kentucky University, explains that this designation came later in the holiday's history.
And it was in 1994 that Congressman John Lewis introduced the National Day of Service aspect. Honestly, very few communities observe it as such. It's more common to have community celebrations in churches, maybe to reenact a march, to listen to sermons and celebrations of King.
With the inauguration of a new president coinciding with the holiday, DuPont urges people to focus on the deeper significance of the day, emphasizing the need to invest in our communities and reflect on the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. The Louisville community also gathered on Sunday night to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s vision at the 2025 Keepers of the Dream event. The theme of this year's program was Women of the Movement. The purpose was to recognize and honor the contributions of women in the civil rights movement, particularly when it comes to the legacy of Dr. King. Artists from all over came together to celebrate his remembrance. The event also featured the presentation of Louisville Mayor Greenberg's Freedom Award, which went to Joanne James and Dr. Corey Shull.
Dr. King's legacy teaches us that service to others is not just an obligation, but a privilege to be able to give.
Keepers of the Dream was presented by the Kentucky Performing Arts, Art Search, and River City Drum Corps. Firefighters in Louisville are fighting a battle over whether they can use medical cannabis when off the clock. The lawsuit comes from an email sent by Chief Brian O'Neill on January 2nd. In it, he stated the department will continue to prohibit the use, possession, consumption, or sale of marijuana by employees, including medical cannabis. A local union is asking a Jefferson County judge to put a halt to that policy. They say it supports the long-standing stigmas around medical cannabis.
We're talking about medical cannabis. Those products are formulated in a way to deal with whatever your ailment may be. If you have a sleep disorder, there's a certain type of product that you can buy. We're not talking about rolling joints and smoking them in the back lot.
Medical cannabis became legal in Kentucky on January 1st. The Louisville Fire Department and Jefferson County Attorney's Office say they cannot discuss pending litigation and will respond via the courts.